Good afternoon, YouTube. You are not going to believe this. We are filming another episode of BOHNAFIDE, and I'm going in for a construction update.
I'm Karin Bohn, the founder and creative director at House of Bohn. I've been in the design industry for over 10 years.
I decided to do an entire series around my own personal home renovation. Welcome to my home. It's a beautiful, sunny July afternoon. We're filming an episode because you know what? We're wrapping up construction. Let's go inside. To start, I'm going to give you an update on my kitchen because as you can see behind me, all of my millwork boxes have gone in. So this is exciting. Below me and underneath the window, I've got a bench that's going in. You can see that the millworker has put in drawer rails. A lot of this is going to be for Oscar's food, his toys, his leashes, his clothes, all that kind of stuff. This is going to be Oscar's area. So there is a ton of storage happening in the kitchen. I am so excited about this. The stairs look great. I'm super, super happy with the stairs and the way that they look right now. And I'm even more excited about the railing that's gonna come soon because I'm going to do white spindles and a black railing, which I think is really gonna pick up on the kitchen and the black accents throughout the house. So even though this is a small staircase, I feel like it's gonna be super elegant and really, really beautiful. The second bedroom, the flex room, I don't know. I still haven't in my mind completely designed this space yet. I don't know if I want to turn this into a gym. I don't know if I want to turn it into a baby's room. It's going to be an office. It's going to be a yoga studio. It's going to be a guest room. But I would still love to do something a little bit more special with this space. And I just don't really know what yet. Chris and I have also been spending a ton of time running around the city, buying all of our chandeliers and light fixtures and just wrapping up all the finishing details for our place. So I'm really excited to see this all come together. So I want to give you guys an update. I also just wanted to come and check up on my place because I'm going to be gone for a week as of tomorrow. Come on. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. There is tons of light spilling into my house from the west side, from the east side, even from the north side. I didn't even think that by taking out the wall in the middle of my staircase, how much that was actually going to impact the light coming into the kitchen. So opening this place up actually turned out way better than I even thought it was going to. To be honest with you, seeing the millwork come together, seeing some of the doors on all the boxes, I have to say that this actually looks even way better than I thought it would look. And what I really love is the continuity of these panels around this column on this other side. So this is actually pantry here. This is fridge depth. Well, you can basically fit inside of this. Like, look, this is, I could fit another person in here if I want. You could almost shower in here. The doors are on the upper cabinets and I love the matte black. And I feel like if I had done a glossy black on the cabinets in this case, it would have felt a lot more traditional in the home, which is not what I wanted in this case. I wanted it to feel a little bit more modern, some traditional lines with the shaker profile. So the matte black was definitely a good choice. And because I'm standing here, okay, the marble has gone in. This, I can't even tell you guys how happy I am with the way this marble looks. Like it's beautiful, it's stunning. And then last minute change, what I had initially in my appliance spec is a typical stainless steel column and then the fan. So you see that all the time. But the only thing is that we had to run new venting for my hood fan, which means the duct runs in behind the cabinetry. So if I open these cabinets, you can see the millworker did a really good job, built the boxes. So this is birch plywood inside, which is great. It's a lot more high end than using something like melamine, which sometimes you see in boxes or in more cost-effective boxes. When you open the cabinets and you see the real birch, this is just a really nice touch in the kitchen cabinetry. And up above, you can see that they actually framed in or boxed in the new vent for the hood fan. What that means is because there's a duct, there wasn't a great opportunity to really showcase that chimney and the hood fan in a clean way. You would have seen the return for the duct. That's definitely not the look that I wanted to go for. So you're gonna see the countertop in behind the range, and then you're gonna see it right on top of this box. When you look at the kitchen, boom, you're gonna see this dramatic marble beside these black cabinets flanking it. It's gonna look amazing. It's gonna high impact. So in the end, it was a good thing that this happened because I think the design is even better as a result. So the lesson is you can always turn a problem into a solution. Okay, so to keep going with what's happening here. Okay, you guys, come inside to my master bathroom. The marble is being installed. We've got some more millwork that's coming in. They've installed the marble on top of the tub deck. Initially, I was really hoping that they were going to be able to put the stone right on top of the bathtub. The only thing is that there's a slight slope on the bathtub, meaning that the interior of the bath is a little bit lower than the outer edge. And if they had applied the stone right to the top of the tub, treating it almost like an undermound sink, from a design perspective, it would have looked much cleaner, much more high-end, but from a practicality standpoint, the installer was really worried that with a tiny little gap on the inside of the tub, that was going to create an opportunity for cracking if there was any weight on the marble like I'm doing right now. So in order to mitigate that, because this is obviously really expensive stone, I decided to just cut the marble right around the top of the bathtub. And to be honest with you guys, I think it looks great. So I'm super happy with the results. So what still needs to be done is the face of the tub. I'm gonna get Dan to add another piece of plywood and thicken this up so that when they apply the stone to this surface, there's only a very slight overhang with the marble. That said, when I'm back in a week, my hope is that there's gonna be a lot more that's finished. So I guess I'll see you guys in a week. I am back from my week away, my family vacation. It has been over a week since I've been back and since you guys last saw me on site. It's July 24th already. So I'm a little bit stressed out because I was supposed to be moving into my house next week, but I think I'm gonna be moving in at the beginning of August. So it's not too far off. So come on inside. I just wanna check up on progress.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. So this is exciting. Beams are going up. It's good.
What's going to happen is the beam's going to be an inch this side of that line, and then it'll be 5.5 inches over here. It's not centered in the lights for sure.
I think if we cheated like 2 inches that way, that's totally fine.
Yeah, this wire can move slightly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the light needs to be centered in the dining room for the dining table. We do 3 that come across, but they're closer together.
I think they need the space.
More space.
Yeah.
Let's do center the one in the middle, run the other one maybe just tight to that wall, and then the third one just dies into this one.
Okay.
It dies into the wall.
Yeah.
It doesn't go.
You don't
across.
see it on top.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
And then you have all of your TV viewing space.
Exactly.
You can get a bigger TV now.
Yeah. Exactly. Done.
Would you be happy with that?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to go.
Lucky you're here, Karen. I would have stuck trying to move those beams after they're up.
And you know, I probably would have tried to change them.
I know.
You right?
How do I know that?
How do you know that?
Closet's really good, eh?
Oh, I haven't seen them. I haven't been
haven't seen
upstairs. I haven't been upstairs. Spoiler alert, the closets are all done. We've got our butcher block here. This is exciting. Oh, it's upside down. Oh yeah, it's the walnut. You can see that looks so good. I'm very excited about this. The size is perfect in width. So it's going to have a nice overhang on this side for stools. It is a little bit wide, which isn't an issue. Dan's just going to cut it down and we're going to re-oil it so you won't even know that it was cut. But it was the perfect size, $280. You can't go wrong. And since we're here, I actually picked up a couple pieces of hardware. This is my old hardware from the kitchen, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we were doing demolition, I wanted to hang on to this hardware because I thought I might actually reuse it. I thought it was going to go really, really well with the faucets and all the fixtures. The only thing is that all of these Acrobras fixtures have this beautiful brush gold tone. Looks really, really sharp. And these old brass hardware fixtures don't quite go with the brushed gold. So it's not quite the same tone. Even though I tried to reuse these, unfortunately, it's not really gonna work. That said, I did go to CB2 and pick up some of my favorite hardware options because I want to decide on what hardware I'm going to use today. So one option is this twig pull. It has an organic type of feel, so it's not totally symmetrical. You can see it's wider on one end and a lot more narrow on the other end. I have one more option which I'm thinking about using in the bathrooms, and this is a wide curved drawer pull. So this is about a 3-inch pull. It's nice and substantial. It's got a lot of weight to it, and I thought this might look really great in the powder room. So we could do the twiggy ones in here too.
I don't like the twiggy ones in there. I think you catch your clothes and stuff on them. Or
That's true, actually.
I think something like that would be better.
I like these though.
Yep.
Do you like those?
I do.
So that's easy. So this is decided. So Jacob, with the fireplace, it's gonna look like this, but only like a very, very small overhang. 3/4 to 1 inch overhang is good.
Okay, if you like. My piece just here, we finished it and polish like this way.
Yeah.
Overhead I'll review. Because
Okay.
this overhead is review.
Yeah, overhang.
And in that way, that means this piece later on, if you want to take off, you cannot.
I need to get the book out. Yeah, we can't overhang whatsoever. Otherwise, you won't get the glass out.
We do it flush. It can't overhang.
Cannot overhead.
No
It
overhang.
cannot overhang whatsoever.
Jacob, you know that this is going to be a different stone.
What color here?
Gray.
You
black?
You already have the color.
I don't have the stone.
Do we have enough left over of this stone?
I think it's very tight, but it will be enough on here and there.
It's way too much of the same marble. We can't have that everywhere.
If you buy one more slab, definitely it's enough for this one. I really cannot say no. I will go back to measure that exactly.
Okay, you can measure it.
It's
Okay.
enough for there or not, yeah.
Okay.
Do you usually have
Stressful.
a frame, or do you just make it flat?
It's real, authentic, and genuine. It's true. I think we made a little bit of progress. There's definitely a lot happening on site. Some decisions were made about the fireplace, the beams, hardware, so that's all good news. And we are counting down about 2 weeks before move-in time. I'll see you guys soon.
Oh, you got a ton of room. A lot more than you think you did.
You think you have a ton of room?
Yes. Look,
I don't know.
all your shoes in here.
All
the
my shoes. It's the beginning of August. So the last time that I was here at my house with you guys, that was well over 2 weeks ago. So we are pretty much clear past the first week of August, and it has now been final that Chris and I are moving into our new home in a week on Friday. Having said that, I don't think everything is going to be 100% done by the time we move in. We forfeited our lease, so we have no choice. We've got nowhere to go. We have to move out of our apartment. This is going to be one of the final times that we're doing a walkthrough of the home before I move in. This is very exciting. Let's go inside. As you guys can see behind me, there are a ton of cleaning supplies, dust brushes. Chris and I were just here earlier on the weekend cleaning everything, getting ready to move in. We have our hardware that's been installed. It is a brushed gold, so it's still a matte gold. It's not super shiny, but it looks beautiful. So I'm really, really happy with the hardware. The hardware was ordered through Richelieu. Our appliances from Midland Appliances have been delivered. I am so thrilled to see the appliances in our home. The dishwasher is getting paneled, so this is going to look really integrated with the kitchen. My Fisher Paykel range is here. My Fisher Paykel fridge is also here. We couldn't install the appliances because we needed the stone to be 100% done, and this just got done the other day. So the countertops are in, the backsplash is in. Now a quick change, which I thought was going to be a surprise for you guys, but then I've actually had to backtrack and change this, is that I was going to install marble over top of my hood. But what's happened is we had to change out the hood fan in order to install the box this way. And now there's a concern that by installing marble over top of the hood, that's going to limit our access to the hood fan. And we don't want to do that, because if the motor ever breaks, if there's ever an issue with power, if there's ever an issue with the hood fan, we're going to need to be able to access it. So I've decided to forego having marble over my hood fan, and this is just going to be 100% millwork. So I'm going to get some millwork doors to cover the hood fan. And last but not least, I am so happy with the way my countertop finished against my peninsula. The overhang is perfect here. I love seeing the panel, and everything has worked out. So the cabinet guys were able to move the bases and the boxes. The column is now completely integrated in the cabinets, which is exactly what I wanted. I also love the way that the marble is finished with just a really low backsplash against the column. It looks very purposeful. It looks like it was thought out and designed well, which it was. And so seeing the actual installation and execution of all of it makes me so happy, because it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. So this is just the kitchen. There are so many more updates. First, probably one of the biggest changes that you guys haven't seen yet are the wood beams. I love how these wood beams turned out. My contractor Dan did an amazing job installing these wood beams. The workmanship looks so good. These beams are perfectly square. I love the way that this looks. It brings so much character into the home. So another update for you guys is this fireplace. Now, this is a pretty big update because I did a last minute marble change and a color change. We settled on this trunk gray marble, which is also from Aeon Stone. It is beautiful and I could not be happier with the results because the gray is just a nice neutral tone for all the white and the black that's happening in this space. And it feels sort of refreshing to see a different material in the living room. The millwork still needs to be installed, so there's still a little bit more to do over this next week. Now, the last time I saw you guys, I was talking about how I was concerned about having to overlap trades in order to get this project done. We certainly have been overlapping a lot of trades, and we will continue to do that for this next week because this has got to get done. As we go into the master bedroom, the biggest change that you guys will see is that carpets have been installed. If you guys were here with us, you'd be able to smell that new carpet smell. My only concern is Oscar, because we've got some pretty white carpets up here. And I'm sure once he starts rolling around, I'm gonna be chasing him upstairs constantly. But I don't regret this at all. I love the lightness in this space. So come with me into the master bathroom. So there has been a ton that's been finished in the master ensuite. All of the millwork has been installed for our vanity. I love the way the walnut picks up on the tones of the marble. We have not yet installed hardware on the vanity, so that still needs to happen. The sink from Splashes has been installed. My Aquabras faucets have been installed. This looks incredible and beautiful. I am so happy about this combination. We've got shelving in the medicine cabinets. We still need to install our mirrors in the middle of the vanity as well as on the doors. So the millworker is going to be finishing that off. You can see how close we're getting to move-in ready. So next up is we just have to finish off these few pieces with millwork, a little bit of plumbing, a little bit of electrical, and definitely paint. Paint is going to be a big one. So the next time I see you guys will be after paint. I am checking up on my house for the last time as we wrap up construction. I'm gonna go on inside, I'm gonna meet up with the guys from Fresh Paint, and we're gonna talk about how progress is going. Come with me. I've got painting happening in the background and Fresh Paint is here with me again. So I've got Justin and Morgan. They're back today because this is the final stage of this renovation before we move in, which is very exciting. And it was crazy trying to finish up the tiling, the flooring, the millwork, getting the painters in. So you guys have been so great with scheduling. Like, I can't say enough.
It's always a little hectic right at the end
It's crazy.
of a reno, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it. And that comes to do with the partners that we work with, the local pro painters that are on our platform, such as George, really good about helping us take care of our Fresh Paint clients.
Well, and you guys do operate on a scheduling on demand model,
Correct.
right?
That's right.
So you can, well, pick up the phone and in so much time have a painter at your house finishing the job.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we obviously, as anyone, we appreciate as much notice as is
Totally.
reasonable, but we always do our absolute best to work around your schedule. And
If you guys are in the Lower Mainland and you're looking for painters, freshpaint.ca to find you guys. So last time I was toying with the idea of maybe painting my doors black, and in the end decided that I wanted to stick with white because it's beautiful. It looks very classic and timeless. Now this is a semi-gloss that's on here, correct?
That's correct.
The first time that I actually came and saw what these doors look like, I was literally stunned because I didn't think that a semi-gloss would actually have quite as much sheen as it actually does.
Right.
And this really pops against the walls.
Totally.
For me as a designer, I love it when doors and casings are like crisp white.
The doors and the trim is all pure white, so there's no tint to it whatsoever.
What we ended up using for you is Sherwin-Williams Emeralds. It's a hybrid technology, so it's a waterborne oil paint. So what that allows us to do is really provide the hardness of and wear resistance of an oil-based paint. Without all the nasty environmental aspects of it. It's super low VOC.
You know, like that
absolutely.
paint smell that you sometimes get, it doesn't smell like that at all.
Again, on the ceiling, it's the same untinted white. And what we did there is we went with a dead flat. It's not typically touched unless there's a bit of an accident. And so what you want is a paint that's as flat as possible because it'll reflect the light in the nicest fashion, and you won't see lap marks or anything.
See, that is such a good tip for you guys. When you do go up in sheen, that's when you start to see more imperfections. So if you go with a really flat paint,
that's right,
it's going to hide all those imperfections. I mean,
especially since the ceiling's, it's a flat horizontal surface versus, you know, a vertical surface. So the way our eyes pick it up,
you would notice it so much more. Exactly. So my ceilings right now, they look beautiful and clean and like smooth and perfect, and that's because it's a flat paint.
That's right.
Don't touch.
Dead flat.
Don't touch.
And so then what we did on the walls is we went with a premium product. Again, it's the Emerald line from Sherwin-Williams. This is a snowbound, but we went with their scrubbable flat.
Okay.
So it's not as dead flat, but the problem with that is dead flat picks up any hand marks or anything that could come up. So whereas a scrubbable flat has some resistance and protection in there, and it's wipeable.
This is still a flat paint on the walls.
That's right.
Which is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I tend to really like a flat paint on the walls over an eggshell. And Snowbound right now, it has sort of a really warm undertone. It's got almost like a slight pink undertone, which looks absolutely amazing with the floor. So I guess we're finishing up with the stairs.
Yes.
Which typically is the last place in a home that we would paint.
That's right. It's high traffic, a lot of trades running through, especially as we get to the bitter end of the renovation.
George is finishing that up right now. How long are you going to be?
A few more days.
A few more days? Okay, so that means a few more days before painting is all done, and then we get to move all of our furniture in, and you guys will get to see some reveal episodes. So I really cannot thank you guys enough. You guys have been outstanding in terms of a trade and your level of service and just the performance overall. So I'm so happy that I had Fresh Paint on the job. You guys did an amazing job, and I can't wait for the audience to see what everything looks like when it's all done. Okay, you guys, so this is it for my site visits. That's all you guys get to see for construction. We are down to paint. This is it. It's wrapping up. Furniture is next. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned because we're going to put together a Bonafide Q&A. Watch for that to show up on YouTube. So if you guys have any questions at all on how we put together Bonafide, on the construction process, the design process, the filming and the editing process, any of that stuff, make sure you guys save your questions because we're going to do a big Bonafide Q&A where I get to answer all of your questions about the show and the renovation. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do that. Smash that subscribe button. If you liked it, make sure you give me a like. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now. It's the last Friday of the month, so you know what that means. Champagne Friday. Ooh, 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 ooh.